Hello, Governor. Looks like I'm back on. My question is regarding Sharia law. By what I've heard, it's supposed to basically the law for Muslim religion. It basically takes away women's rights, kind of makes them property. And as we've seen on the news, like women are now fighting in Middle Eastern countries simply just to be able to drive without a man with them. As president, what would you do to protect the rights of women who follow Muslim religion? And would you do anything to possibly stop the implementation of Sharia law so that way it doesn't take away the rights of other people?
Well, if you're talking about a Muslim woman living in the United States, Sharia law is not something that would dictate that woman's way of living. That woman would be dictated by the United States Constitution. If you're talking about what would I do, how would I promote women's rights across the world, I think that that's what the United States has always been about, is being the shining example, being the example that other countries would aspire to. I just think that we've gone so far over the line with our offense when it comes to national foreign policy that we've become, we're looked at now as the bully as opposed to the country that stood up against the bully.
I guess like another offshoot of that question would be like, what would you do like if, say, a group, like a large Muslim group tried to implement that here? Would you allow that to happen since it is technically freedom of their religion, or would you try to take steps to, get people to not implement a law like that out here?
You're not going to implement that kind of law in the. I really don't know how it would apply to other issues, but I could certainly see that within the context of the Muslim religion that you would adhere to a creed, if you will, as do religions. But Sharia law is never going to supersede the laws of the United States, and I don't see this as something that's going to happen. And I don't believe it is a threat, if you will, to our way of life in this country.
If I could just chime in on that general subject, I believe, and many of us gay conservatives believe, that the greatest threat to gay people worldwide is the spread of radicalized Islam, and many world leaders have spoken out against the way some brutal dictators, really of any religion, have treated gay people in the world and women. But our president hasn't. Last year, when the United Nations met, and one world leader after another went to the lectern to talk about Ahmadinejad and that regime's treatment of women and religious minorities in Iran, only Bibi Netanyahu spoke out against their treatment of gays. And recently, David Cameron in the UK has made human rights treatment and treatment of women and gay people around the world a key point in their foreign policy. And I hope that all the Republican candidates for president will know that that should be a key point of their foreign policy, to speak out and to, as the governor said, lead by example and show the world that treatment of women, religious minorities, gay people is not a vision of the world that puts freedom first. So,
thanks, Jimmy.